Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Morning, Artsman. Morning, Moose. How are ye? How are we all doing? I've put all my pencils back in the wrong place. So let me just find the right one that I want first. Dark sepia. Okay. You're doing well. How is I? Yes. Yeah. Good. Very good. I received a really thoughtful present yesterday. One that I was totally not expecting, and it really, really perked me up yesterday. I got this big box, and I thought, oh, this is my publisher who sent me something else, because they'd already sent me that crystal carved book. And no, this is something else. And I was like, oh, they're really knocking it out of the park. They're really sort of treating their authors this Christmas. This is crazy. And I opened it up, and it was this massive candle that was called Love Story, because obviously I write romances. And so this is why I was thinking it was them. So there's this lovely candle that smelt utterly divine, and I do like to have a candle burning. Yeah, that's fine, Moose. It's all arrived. So if you want to send it, if you're able to send us something, then please do, anytime. But yes, I got this candle that said Love Story, and then this pack of 12 hearts, and each heart was about this size. And they were white, and they'd got like little red bits in it, and they were called Tranquility Wax Melts, and they smelt divine as well. But I don't have a wax melt burner, so I will have to go and get myself one. And this tiny little bottle with a little cork in it that was filled with matches, and it was really cute. And I was looking all over, trying to find a card or something. I just assumed it was from my publisher, and then right at the bottom, under all the brown wrapping paper, I found a card, and it was from a group of ladies that I taught, because was it last year or the year before, I ran a class on teaching people on how to write romances, and I got to know this bunch of ladies really, really well. And I'd written a blog post recently, well, I'd say about 6 weeks ago, talking about how I'd really been sort of struggling with my writing, and really sort of struggling with my identity as a writer, and I really had been going through quite a low time with it, to be honest. And I just thought, well, I'm just going to put it in this post, just because it might strike a chord with someone else, and someone else might find that helpful, even if it just helps one person realize that they're not alone in how they were feeling. And she'd read this post and got in touch with the other ladies and said, I really think we need to send Nicolette something nice to know, so she knows that we're thinking of her. And so I was just sort of blown away by the kindness and the generosity of that act. I was just, because I've not spoken to these ladies for quite a while. I taught them last year, not this year, I taught them last year. And it's just crazy to think that they saw me, and they recognized, because everyone was a writer, right? And it was just like, yeah, we hear you, and we just want you to know that we're thinking of you. And I was just so blown away by that. And yeah, that really sort of perked me up yesterday. It's so nice, because writing is a solitary thing. you're very often in a room on your own, if you're lucky enough to have a room of your own. I mean, I write in a corner of my bedroom. I don't have my own study. I would love my own study. So if I ever win like $1 million on the lottery or something, I'm buying a house with a study so I can have a room of my own. Because the amount of people who come in and disturb me while I'm in here sort of trying to write, you just wouldn't believe. But solitary is a writing occupation, and I guess in a way art can be too, because you're at home, or you're outside maybe with an easel or a sketchbook, and it's usually quite a solitary thing that you do on your own. And sometimes you can get a little bit in your own head. And for someone to sort of take notice and just say, we see you, we hear you, we are here for you, that means the world. And especially when it comes from your tribe, whatever it is that you're into, if your tribe recognizes how you're feeling, like you guys in the anxiety gang, James's anxiety gang, right? A lot of you experience your own type of anxiety. I mean, I have anxiety, so I know what it feels like. And it's like when your own tribe recognizes the struggle and just lets you know that you're not on your own, that can mean the world, right? So yeah, so a shout out to everybody, well, to those ladies that sent me my little gift yesterday, but a shout out to everybody who takes the time just to let someone else know that they're not on their own. Especially at Christmas as well, because I think Christmas can be a difficult time for a lot of people for various reasons. They might have, bad memories at Christmas. I mean, this time last year, my Uncle Mick got very sick and died just in the new year. But other people have other sort of like bad memories for various reasons, or they don't have supportive family, or they don't have family at all. I guess it just goes back to that message of be kind, doesn't it? Just be kind with one another. That's all we need to be. Herein ends the lesson. Oh, Moose. Well done. Thank you very much. I will add it to the pot. I'll add it to the pot with all the other stuff, but thank you very much. Amazing feeling being supported. Yeah, it is. It is. And it's something so easily given, right? It is something so easily given to another person. Just your support, just being that listening ear. Morning, Faisal. You're here for a little bit, but hopefully everyone is doing well. Yep, we're all doing well, I think. Yeah, it came through, Moose. Yeah, no problem. His light, his thing, his little light thing, arrived yesterday. I'm keeping my voice down because I don't know if he's awake or not. But yeah, it arrived yesterday, and I was really worried because it did not come in bubble wrap, at all. It was just inside the box, and the box was inside like a plastic sleeve, and there was no bubble wrap. So I sort of unwrapped it yesterday, took it out of the box, plugged it in, make sure that it worked, and it did. So so I've just got to get that wrapped. So everything that you ordered for him has arrived, and I'm just going to get it all wrapped, and I will give it to him on his Christmas Day stream that he does in the evening. So yes, so, secrets. secret Santas. I can't wait to give it to him, to be honest. I think he's going to be blown away by it. I mean, the fact that you guys all decided to get together and do that for him, I just think is so amazing. It just shows what a lovely community he's got, and I've got, really, because you come over here and you support me too. So you guys are great, so don't forget it. Oh, I brought the where did I put it? You know how I've been doing this the pastel class, and we did the fur. So like, this was the first time I did the fur. This is meant to be like golden retriever fur with pastel pencils, and this paper is horrible, and so it didn't really come out very well. And like, the teacher was like, oh, just use these to create fine lines. I could not create fine lines to save my life with the pastel pencil. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to try it again a second time. So this was my second attempt, which I think is a little bit better, but I feel it needs a bit more shading to sort of try and just sort of get that right. It feels a little bit better. It feels like there's more layers and life to it, rather than, I feel this is rather flat and 2D, whereas this feels a little bit more 3D to me, but not quite. And then last night we did a dog nose. So that was my dog's a black dog's nose in pastels. So that's not too bad, considering that, like I say, this paper is not very good. I've asked Nick to get me some proper pastel matte paper for Christmas, but it's very expensive. So he's just going to have to get me that. That's going to have to be my Christmas paper present. But that's not too bad. And I freehand drew that, so I didn't trace anything or do line art or anything like that. I freehanded it, and yeah, it was all right. But you can see how, hang on, you can see how thin this paper is. I mean, it's almost like normal paper, and you can see the indentations came all the way through the paper and nearly ruined the paper because it's that. Ugh. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And tonight is the last day of the class, and we're doing a cat's blue eye, and I love doing eyes, so I'm really looking forward to doing that one. And that'll be the last day of the class. Can't wait for the Christmas stream. Yeah, neither can I, because I'm literally gonna give it to him, and then I'm gonna run downstairs and switch on my phone and watch him open it through Twitch, because I feel if I stand there while he's opening it, he might feel like he's got to talk to me rather than you guys, and you guys are the ones that gave it to him. So I'm just gonna give him the gifts, say who it's from, and then race downstairs and turn on Twitch to watch. I haven't been around to get people's messages for the card. Hopefully one of James's mods will sort that out. I've got out, so far I've got, let's see how many messages I've got for the card. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 messages so far that I'm keeping in my my little notebook, so that I can put it in the card once. Obviously, I'm going to leave it till like Christmas Eve before I write it. So then if there's anyone late that wants to send in their message, there's plenty of time, because like I said before, I need to look at how many messages I need to fit into the card, and then think about positioning so that everyone's gets an equal space, because I don't want the messages to all be cramped in one little space so that it's hard to decipher which message is which. I want there to be equal space around them so they each get, equal attention. So so I will do that. So if there's anybody who still would like to send in a message for James's card, just message me on Discord, or I suppose Natalie, you don't mind, because Natalie sent me a couple of messages from other people. If people are able to send to Natalie if they can't get onto my Discord, then please do that, and then I'm sure Natalie will send it on to me. I hope you don't mind me volunteering you there, Nat. Great nose. Thank you. Yeah, I was quite pleased with the nose, actually. I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, because there were some colours that I would never have picked. And she was like, oh, we're going to use this colour now. And I was like, really? On a black dog's nose? But it worked. So, it's all about learn. It's about learning all the time. Learning all the time is very important. I think the second fur came out quite well. Yeah, I mean, wellish. I think that the second fur was, like I say, a bit more 3D. I felt like I could see that there were layers, that there was fur sat on top of fur, whereas the other one just looked very, very 2D to me. I need to get on YouTube and actually look up videos on how to do stuff. Well, that's what I do. That's what I do all the time. Anything I need to learn, I'm on YouTube. Okay, yeah, I'll try to do something today, rally people together. Yeah, I mean, they've got until Christmas Eve now. So, yeah, because obviously after that, I'll be busy doing stuff for my own family. But yeah, as long as people can get their messages in before Christmas Eve, perfect. They can message me also. Okay, so if you want to message Faisal, anyone who's watching this later, if you want to message Faisal or Nat, it's the message for his birthday. No, it's just for his, it's for James's Christmas present. So my son James has a stream on Twitch that he calls the Anxiety Gang, and a lot of the people in the chat that we have here most days are also from his stream. They came over from his stream to support me. Thank you, everybody. And they've just sort of gathered something together for his Christmas. I live for this stuff. Secrets, Christmas secrets. Yeah, well, you're not new now, though, are you? You're not new now. You're not one of the gang. You're just one of the gang. So, yeah. So anyway, right. I wanted to go to a different colour, didn't I? So, oh no, I need to leave that out. I'm gonna go to the dark grey. Is this cold grey? No, warm grey. I think I managed a new record this morning with my oh damn it, I went over the edge there, look at that. With my jigsaw advent. Because so far every morning this thing has been I get 48 pieces every morning, and oh my god, sometimes one day it took me 40 minutes to sort it out, because it was all dark colours and they were all pretty much the same, and there was a lot of false fits, so it looked like I'd got it in the correct place. So when I was trying to fit in all the other pieces, it just wouldn't work, and I was like, what's going on? And then I, slowly took everything apart and redid it again, and it took me like 40 minutes to do 48 pieces to get. I mean, how, like I said before, there are people out there that do a 500-piece puzzle in 30 minutes, and I was taking 40 minutes to do 48 pieces, and it's just been crazy. It's been really hard, this puzzle. Yet this morning I got to the top right corner, so I had a lot of side pieces. So I had the side pieces along the top, and I had the side pieces that went down the side, which really helped. And so then I only had a few in the middle that sort of fit both sides, and I did it in like 15 minutes. So I was like, hey, oh my god, I'm getting better. I am not looking forward to the next row, because now I've done the top row of the jigsaw, and so now I will be doing the jigsaw that's in the center, so no side pieces, and I'm just like, oh gosh, that's going to be harder, I think, but it's good fun. I'm enjoying it. Have you seen the puzzle championships where people race to finish puzzles? Yes, I have. Yes, not in real life. But I've watched the YouTube ones. Yes, most certainly. I really enjoy them. And I would love to be able to do that, but I just don't have the time to practice something like that. So I just have fun and do them leisurely. But I did look to see if there was a jigsaw puzzle competition or anything near me where I lived, because I didn't realise these things existed. I thought they were only in like America and stuff like that. And there is, and I got ever so excited because I found one that was literally, how far away? Half an hour from me, and I was like, yes, oh, that's really good. I'll be able to go and watch one in person, because I'm a sad little sack like that. But then when I looked into it a bit further, it wasn't actually a jigsaw puzzle solving thing. It was just a place for people to display jigsaws. So I think I'd quite like to actually watch people trying to do them quick and just see what sort of times they are. But I have looked. There is a British championship, because this is how much of a nerd I am. Okay, so I looked these things up. There is a British championship, and I believe it is held in Newmarket every year, which is in Ipswich, I do believe. But it's not a 500-piece puzzle, it's a 1,000-piece puzzle. Whereas the World Championships, they make you do 500-piece puzzles for individuals, and the British one makes you do 1,000-piece. So you have a box in front of your team, and when they say go, everyone races to finish their puzzle first. I saw it on Insta. Wait, that's near you. Yes, well, there you go. So, Newmarket. Yeah. Am I right? Is that near Ipswich? Is that in Ipswich? I don't know. I'm not very good with geography. And yeah, they have it there every year. I think the last 9 years, the same woman has won. Sally somebody, I think I looked. And yeah, for the last 9 years, she is the person that has won it. Right, I need some black. Hang on a minute, let me just have a look at this under the light. Is there a little bit of brown there? I think I'm just going to stick in a little bit of walnut brown underneath all of this, just because I feel like there is. It's not going to add much to it, but I think it just helps just to have that. In there under the black. I tell you what then, Natalie, it's if and this is a big if I ever did anything like that and I ended up going to Newmarket, then I would have to have you in the crowd cheering me on. It's a bit far from Ipswich. It's more near Cambridge, Ely and Bury St Edmund, which is where they make sugar in the UK. Well, there we go. Let me just see how far that is from me. So near Cambridge, Ely and Bury St Edmund. Right. Actually, if I just do Newmarket, so my place. How far? Three miles away. 3 miles. 3 hours away from me. 3 hours driving. So, okay. So that's not as long as it takes me to drive to Nottingham, so you'd be happy to come. Yay! Cool. Okay, so if I ever, which is probably never ever going to happen, if ever I was nerd enough, not nerd, jigsaw puzzles, I'm proud of it. I would, we'd have to have a little cheering group going on in the crowd. Natalie in the crowd. I don't have many ambitions in life. I would solve a jigsaw puzzle at speed. Woohoo! It's very rock and roll, but it's the sort of thing that makes me happy, and who cares if it makes someone happy, if people like whatever it is that they choose to fill their time with and they enjoy it, if it makes someone's happy, then let them be happy, right? As long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, obviously. Get some pom-poms to wave about. Yay. You could crochet some pom-poms. Or you can get those pom-pom makers, can't you? They sell them. You can get these pom-pom makers. They're like these little plastic round things that look really complicated if you've never used them before, but actually are really simple. Just make sure it isn't a picture of a bird. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? See, the thing is, they don't let you know what the picture is going to be, obviously, beforehand. They always use something that is usually new or unreleased so that no one can practice ahead of time. But that means you could get anything, and I tend to like jigsaws that are illustrations rather than jigsaws that are photographs, if that makes any sense. Because you know, you see a lot of jigsaws, like in my local library, they have a huge shelf of jigsaws that you can take out and hire, but they're mostly scenes of a fishing harbour or a photograph of some houses in a village with very beautiful cottage gardens nonetheless, but they're not the sort of jigsaws that I like to do. And I just feel like, if you went for something like that and then it turned out to be one of those, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't really enjoy it. Whereas I much prefer an illustration, like a fantasy picture, or things with lots of bright colours, and you can't always know what you're going to get. I'm trying not to make this an exact straight line underneath its chin, because obviously it's fur, and the fur has a mix from the white to the black, so I'm just trying to make a little bit of a rough edge here, and the same down here as well. I realise I haven't mentioned art much this morning. But I think I think it's July or August that they have that competition. I can't remember, but I think it's that sort of time, so it's the middle of the year, so you've got plenty of time to get ready if you're going to go and watch. Right, now the black. Cottage gardens are very popular. They are, and they look really pretty, but I don't really want to be solving the jigsaw puzzle of them. Jamie! Hello! How you doing? How you doing? Good morning, good morning. How are you? It almost looked like he's wearing a little bit of a polo neck or something, didn't he? edge of this. Some bits go straight from black to white. Feel like bed is the only place I'm gonna be in all day. Why is that? Are you not feeling very well? Or is it just one of those days? I don't have to worry too much about detail here because there really isn't any in the picture. I'm just trying to create a solid black fur feathers, black feathers. I need to decide on a Friday picture. And I think I might do, hang on, let me show you. I think I might do this. Let me just take that off. I think I might do that because I think that would be cool to draw. And I'm thinking, do I do it in ink or do I do it in coloured pencil? What do you think? I don't mind doing it in either. I think it would look good in either. In either. I mean, I think those white teeth would really sort of show up in ink. But, yeah, haven't quite decided. But yeah, that's my possibility for Friday. Not really a Christmas animal, I know. But I just thought, you know what? I think crocodiles are cool. And I really like crocodiles. I mean, they've been around for centuries. And why not have a Christmas croc, you know? The colours are nice. I do. I think those colours are quite nice. I mean, there's a lot of browns and beiges, but on the croc, it looks really quite nice. Crikey, take a look at that beauty. You're all right, mate. That was my Steve Irwin impression for anyone who is like, what's she going on about? Is it a croc or an alligator? That is a crocodile. Yeah. Alligators tend to have thinner snouts, longer, thinner snouts. And the eyes tend to be more pronounced. That one, I am 99% sure is a crocodile. But now I'm going to have to sort of Google what's the difference between crocodiles and alligators, but I'm sure I should know that, but we didn't have them where we were. You didn't have them where you were? Where were you? Difference between crocs and alligators. Okay, alligators are dark coloured with a broad rounded snout and are usually found in fresh water. Crocodiles are greyish green, which is what that one was, and prefer coastal, brackish and saltwater habitats. And there's this picture here as well. So crocodile has a V-shaped snout and the lower teeth are visible, which is what we had in that picture, whereas an alligator has more of a U-shaped snout and the lower teeth are hidden. So let me just double check. So lower teeth are visible on a crocodile. And yeah, look, we've got these lower teeth here. So this is definitely a crocodile to have these lower teeth. Look at us, professors of nature. We had to Google it, but it's still professors of nature. In California, growing up, oh my God, what's like on the golf courses and everything, like what you see. Croc confirmed, yeah, absolutely. When we lived in Surrey, I remember taking the kids, I think it was before we had Jack, so just the three. I found out that there was like a reptile centre near us, and it was meant to have the biggest crocodile in captivity. And so I decided to take them to see it. And it was about an hour and a half drive from us. And I love a crocodile. And I set off. It was freezing, freezing cold. And about half an hour into the journey, I realised that on the ground all around us we were starting to get snow. And the further that we drove, I can't even remember which direction it was in, but the further that we drove, the snow was getting thicker and thicker. And I was using a sat nav because back then we didn't really have, the Maps app on your phone. I just had one of those old like Nokia things that could literally only receive texts and phone calls. And so I was using a sat nav that had not been updated, and it decided to take me down this little track, like this farmer's track. And everywhere was filled with snow, and there was ice puddles and slush, and luckily I'd got a 4x4. The car was bouncing around on this ruddy track. And we got there, and it was an amazing little reptile centre. I was surprised that they had the biggest crocodile, considering this reptile centre was really quite small. And this croc was huge. I mean, it must have been, just trying to think, quite a lot of meters long. I don't even want to guess. I might have to Google that now. The size of the biggest croc in captivity. But they've got it in this tiny tiny cage, like a display. I don't know if the area behind the display cage was bigger, but it was out in the display area. It had come out into the display area and it was sort of sat in a little bit of water. And I just remember feeling so sorry for it because it was just in this tiny, tiny indoor space. And yeah, I just felt really, really sad for it. And I think that was probably the last time I actually went to like a zoo place. What is the biggest croc in captivity? UK. Apparently the UK does have a crocodile zoo. The UK's only crocodile zoo is dedicated to the conservation of these incredible animals, from critically endangered Siamese crocodiles from Cambodia to Chinese alligators, Nile crocodiles and American alligators. A visit to Crocodiles of the World in Oxfordshire will take you on a journey of discovery around the world, meeting different species of crocs, caimans and alligators, as well as meerkats, otters and Galapagos tortoises. We're also one of only 4 zoos in the UK where you can see a Komodo dragon, the world's largest living lizard. Oh my gosh. Otters. Oh my god. I mean, they had me at otters, to be honest. I love an otter. Jack showed me an otter video the other day, and oh my god, those cute little squeaky noises that they make. Just melts my heart. Did I ever tell you I once won a competition? Probably the only time in my life I've ever actually won a competition. And it was a zookeeper experience, and you could choose to have it at any zoo. And that zoo was in Oxfordshire. Was it Oxfordshire? Yeah. And what I had to do to enter this competition was I had to watch a trailer for a new video game. And then they had like 5 questions after it for information that was in that trailer. And so I sort of watched it. And it was like an Animal Crossing type game. So I watched it, put in the answers, sent it off, forgot all about it. And then literally like 2 months later, got a message to say that I'd won this zookeeper's experience day. And so I'd entered it for Becca because, you know, Becca is well into animals and nature, and she's always wanted to be a vet. She's always wanted to work with animals, and this was at the time when her anxiety wasn't as bad and she was able to leave the house. And so she went with her dad to this particular zoo, and the thing was, they sent me the tickets for it through the post, and I was waiting and waiting, and these tickets never seemed to arrive. And they said, well, we've posted them, and you should have had them by now. And so Nick was like, well, sometimes we don't always get our mail because we're on a part-time round, and we don't always get our mail. Maybe it's gone somewhere else. We've got a very similar address to another part in our area. And so we went over there to see if they'd received the tickets, and they hadn't. But he actually discovered through talking to our neighbours that were about 5 or 6 doors down that they'd had this piece of mail come from the post, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we opened it by mistake, and we wondered who it was for because there wasn't any name on it or anything like that, and we were gonna keep it, and if no one claimed it, we were just gonna use it ourselves." And I was like, "You cheeky little beep." And and it was like, "No, they're ours." And so they gave the tickets over. So Becca did get to go, and she had a marvelous day. If you ever get her to talk about it, she'll be able to tell you more. But they were able to. They went into the giraffe house, and they were able to sort of feed the giraffes and clean them out. And I think they did the elephants and the meerkats and all that sort of thing. And she had a brilliant day. We've got some lovely photos from that day. I'll have to find. I have to find some photos of it and show you guys. We didn't have crocodiles in California that I remember, but they drilled as in dangerous animals in the USA, and I still never remember which is which. Well, I guess if we just remember now that with the teeth, if you can see the lower teeth, it's a crocodile. That's all you need to remember. It is sad, but it's also unfair to leave them in the wild to be killed by poachers or go extinct. Yeah, I think the zoos that do a lot of the preservation and the breeding of species to stop them from going extinct, very good. I do prefer the ones that try and release back into the wild. I just find that there are a lot of animals in zoos that don't need to be there. That's just my take. Not having said that, I used to love going to a zoo. I used to love going around animal centres and aquariums, and because I love animals, obviously, and nature and stuff. It's sort of, you just want them to be out in the wild, don't you? And it's so I sort of get conflicted. Where is this zoo I want to go? Are you talking about if it was a crocodile one, it's Oxfordshire. For some reason I've always lived near zoos. Yeah, we went to the Isle of Wight once. We spent a day over at the Isle of Wight. We caught the ferry, went over, and they had a donkey sanctuary that we had a look around, and that was amazing. We did their zoo, the Isle of Wight Zoo, and it was the hottest day of the year. The hottest day of the year. We were melting. And they have, at the Isle of Wight Zoo, they have the National Poo Museum, which is exactly what it sounds like. Which was fun to go around, because I thought, I've got to have a look at this place. I mean, you can't see a sign for the National Poo Museum and not go in, right? So went in, had a look. Becca told you she won that competition. No. I won the competition, but I did it for her. Isn't that illegal? No. You're allowed to. They just gave you 2 tickets, so anyone could use the 2 tickets. They didn't have. They weren't named, so it was just like there's 2 tickets for like a zookeeper's experience, and I knew I could give them to anybody, so I gave them to Becca and Nick, because obviously she had to have someone take her, and they had a great day. So no, nothing illegal happened. Right. I'm just going to do. But opening other people's mail is Yeah, yeah. They were always a little bit. Those that live a few doors down from us have always been a little bit sort of. Well, if it came here by mistake, you know, that sort of people. Always wanted to visit one of those dog islands full of dogs. I've seen the cat islands. I've not seen because I think is there like a cat island in Japan or China or somewhere like that. And there's one with rabbits. There's one with rabbits. That one looks really, really cute. I've not seen the one full of dogs. Where would that be? I mean, if there was an island full of otters anywhere, sign me up. I would be over there like a shot. I know there's an experience somewhere where you can go in a pool with otters. I mean, seriously, you won't be able to drag me away. Just be in my element. I would just be there at opening and not leave until closing. I would just be there all the time. That would just be crazy. I would never get sick and tired of otters. I think I fell in love with otters when I was a little girl, and there was a show on TV called Tarka the Otter, and I just wanted a pet otter all of my own because it was like this family had their own otter. Why didn't I have an otter? Why do we just have cats and dogs? I just remember saying to my parents, "Can I have an otter?" It's not how it works. I got a glimpse of my first wild otter a few months ago, but I barely saw it in time. Oh, I'm so jealous. I don't think we have any wild otters in our area. There is an otter island. I'm looking at it in Google. Whereabouts is it? Have I read Ring of Brightwater? Of course I've read Ring of Brightwater. Of course. A long, long time ago. Probably when I was little. But yes, I remember that. But my very first pet rat that I ever had, I called Tarka because I was like, it's the closest I'm ever going to get to an otter, basically. Such a good book, yeah, absolutely. You can also get Tarka the Otter in book form as well, and I remember reading that. But I remember reading another good book about getting close to animals and stuff. It's called My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell. And I had to read that book in secondary school. And we had to read it for English. And I remember the teacher starting us on the first chapter in class. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And I remember going home with the book, reading the whole book that evening, and going back to school the next day. And it was like the next English lesson was like, now we're going to read chapter 2. And I was like, but I've read the whole thing. I could tell you what happened. I was so excited. I was like, I could tell you what happened. South Carolina. It's a bit far for me. Here in the USA, I guess you could boat out to it. Well, it'd have to be a very good boat. I think a cruise ship to America would be very, very expensive. So, Yeah, I can dream. There is an otter sanctuary kind of near to, about an hour away. There is a otter sanctuary, and we've been once. But when we went when all the kids were little, and when you've got kids that age and you're trying to have a look around an exhibit that you want to linger at, kids tend to sense that in you and are just like, they rush. They're like, seen it, go to the next one. Seen it, gone to the next one. Seen it, right, we're done. Can we go home now? Can we go to the gift shop? And that's what kids wanted more than anything else, was just to sort of go in the gift shop to see what they could buy or get bought for them. So we didn't really have a proper look, and I've always said to Nick, I said we do need to go back. I would like to go back there one day, but maybe when the weather's a bit nicer. But yes, what was I going to check on? I was going to check on something, wasn't I? Is Moose still here? Or have I just knocked over? Just knocked over all my pencils. They've all fallen out the tin. If you are still here, Moose, if you want, remember that if you want to add, because obviously you sent money for James's gift, if you want to add a little note to the Discord or Moose Elephant, to Natalie or Faisal or to my Discord to add to James's card, because you've contributed to the gift, so if you want to add something to the card, then please do. And anyone else who's here from James's channel who might be lurking for whatever reason, if you want to add something to James's card, then just let me know. Send me a DM through any of my socials, and just say that it's for James, and I will put it on his card. Okay, alright, so that's where I will leave it today. And yes, thank you all for joining me today. I don't feel like we've done much art or that we've spoken too much about art, but that's okay. That's okay. We had fun all the same. Shetland for otters. Oh, Shetland's a long, long way. That's a good 10-hour drive. But I meant you, my husband would like to go to the Shetland Islands. I think he would quite like to have a look around there. And it's meant to be beautiful country up there. I think that would be amazing to go one day, but we shall see. But yeah, so there we go. All right, I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Pleasure as always. I will see you back here tomorrow, where I think we'll start on some of this white on the puffin. And then on Friday, we will do the crocodile. I'm going to have a good think, though, as to which medium I want to do it in. But yeah, so take care, guys. Have a lovely rest of your day. I meant to say earlier, I might be around Thursday night to do a little bit of an art stream, because I want to finish this piece of art that I started, and I need to finish, and I thought, well, I'll do it on stream, but I'll do it in the evening. I wanted to finish this. So I started this husky a while back, and I haven't done any progress to it, so I need to do down here. So I might do that in the evening at some point. It won't be this evening because I've got my pastel class. So I think it might be tomorrow evening. Oh, no, I've got the awards thing on Thursday evening, haven't I? So maybe Friday evening. Maybe Friday evening or a weekend evening or something, but I'm going to do the odd couple of art stream in the evening to finish off some pieces that have been languishing. So, yes. So anyway, that's it. That was the announcement. And I will see you guys, if not tomorrow morning, bright and early. Have a good day. Take care, guys. Thanks. Bye.